The rain fell in relentless, icy sheets over the gaslit streets of Victorian London, transforming the cobblestones into slick, unforgiving mirrors that reflected an indifferent world. In the narrow shelter of a shadowed doorway, a frail 6-year-old boy huddled tightly, his small body trembling violently from the biting cold that seeped through his threadbare clothes. Hunger clawed at his stomach like a living thing, and his large, observant eyes scanned the hurried silhouettes of passers-by who rushed past without so much as a glance in his direction. This child had nothing, no warm bed, no reliable meal, no sense of security or future. Yet deep within his slight frame flickered an extraordinary spark of resilience and imagination that would one day ignite laughter, tears, and inspiration across the entire globe. His name was Charles Spencer Chaplin, and the incredible odyssey of his life stands as a testament to the power of creativity, determination, and the unyielding human spirit to rise above the cruelest of beginnings. Born on April 16, 1889, in the bustling yet impoverished district of Walworth in South London, Charlie entered existence amid the vibrant but precarious world of music hall entertainment. His parents were performers whose talents brought fleeting moments of joy to audiences but offered little stability at home. His father, Charles Sr., was a vocalist and actor with a commanding stage presence. Yet personal struggles, particularly with alcohol, strained the family and eventually led to abandonment when Charlie was still very young. His mother, Hannah, performed under the name Lily Harley and possessed a beautiful singing voice capable of filling modest theaters with warmth and emotion. She worked tirelessly to provide for her sons, Charlie and his older half-brother Sidney, but repeated bouts of illness, exhaustion, and mental health challenges gradually eroded her ability to sustain them. When her voice failed her completely, the already fragile family structure collapsed entirely, plunging them into cycles of desperate poverty. The boys experienced the harsh realities of London's underbelly firsthand. They drifted between damp, overcrowded rooms where eviction notices loomed constantly. Meals were irregular and meager, often consisting of whatever scraps Hannah could secure. Charlie learned the sharp sting of social rejection early, wearing the same patched and soiled garments day after day, while other children mocked his appearance. Yet in the quiet moments with his mother, he absorbed invaluable lessons. Hannah shared songs, stories, and theatrical tales that awakened his imagination. She encouraged his natural mimicry, fostering an intuitive understanding of performance even as her own health deteriorated. Tragedy compounded when Hannah's condition worsened, leading to her commitment to mental institutions. For stretches of their childhood, Charlie and Sidney were left to the mercy of public charity systems. Before he turned 9, Charlie found himself confined within the cold, regimented walls of the Lambeth workhouse on more than one occasion. These institutions operated with military precision, designed to house the destitute while extracting labor from even the youngest residents. Days involved endless chores, scrubbing endless floors, washing heavy linens in freezing water, and performing other menial tasks under strict supervision. Food rations were minimal, barely enough to quiet the constant pangs of hunger. Nights brought hard, uncomfortable beds in drafty dormitories where the wind whistled through cracks in the walls. The environment bred both despair and unexpected camaraderie among the children sharing similar fates. It was amid this bleakness that Charlie's unique talent first blossomed. Observing the weariness and sadness around him, he began experimenting with small acts of levity. A contorted facial expression imitating a stern overseer, a ridiculous waddling walk, or a perfectly executed tumble could transform the atmosphere. Laughter would erupt, genuine and liberating, allowing the boys a temporary escape from their grim circumstances. In those precious instances, Charlie felt something profound awaken within him, a sense of agency and importance. Making others laugh was not merely entertainment. It was a form of quiet rebellion against hardship, a way to claim dignity and light in overwhelming darkness. This discovery would shape the core of his artistic identity for decades to come. Brief periods of reunion with Hannah offered glimmers of hope, but stability remained elusive. The death of his father from health complications tied to his struggles further hardened the young boy. By his early teens, Charlie had already begun stepping onto real stages. He joined a group of young performers known as the Eight Lancashire Lads, touring music halls across the country and mastering basic dance routines and stage presence. Small acting roles followed, including a notable part as a page boy in a popular West End production. Each experience honed his skills in physical comedy, timing, audience engagement, and the expressive power of the body. He learned that gestures could communicate volumes where words fell short, and that authenticity in performance could forge deep connections even with strangers. As a teenager, Charlie committed himself wholeheartedly to the theatrical life. He secured positions with established comedy troupes, enduring the demanding realities of constant travel. Long journeys on rattling trains, nights in cheap lodgings, and back-to-back shows tested his endurance. Exhaustion was frequent, yet he never wavered. Instead, he studied every aspect of the craft, the nuances of movement, the importance of rhythm and pause, the subtle interplay between humor and pathos. Audiences increasingly responded to his energy and originality. The slight, agile performer with expressive eyes and fluid physicality stood out, hinting at greater things to come. Fate propelled him forward when he joined the prestigious Fred Karno Comedy Company. Tours took him to America in 1910, where the scale and vibrancy of cities like New York both overwhelmed and inspired him. The streets teemed with ambition and opportunity. A second tour in 1913 proved decisive. During performances, his work caught the attention of Max Sennett, the innovative force behind Keystone Studios, which specialized in lively silent comedies. Sennett offered Charlie a contract, seeing untapped potential in the young Englishman's timing and physical expressiveness. Though Charlie had no prior film experience and felt uncertain about the mechanical nature of cameras, the financial security, starting at $150 per week, represented an unimaginable escape from poverty's grip. He accepted and sailed into a new chapter. Los Angeles in early 1914 buzzed with the chaotic energy of the emerging film industry. Keystone Studios was a whirlwind of activity. Cameras clicking, directors issuing rapid commands, actors performing exaggerated antics for the lens. Charlie's earliest efforts felt awkward and constrained. The expansive style that thrilled live theater audiences translated poorly to the intimate gaze of the camera, which captured every micro-expression. Directors dictated precise actions, leaving little room for his creative instincts. Frustration built as he sensed he was not yet fully realizing his vision. A breakthrough arrived on a particularly hurried production day. With shooting scheduled imminently and no prepared costume, Charlie hastily assembled an outfit from available wardrobe pieces. Baggy trousers held up by a simple rope, a constricting jacket, comically large shoes that forced an awkward yet endearing shuffle, a worn bowler hat, a slender bamboo cane for balance and punctuation, and a distinctive small mustache. Gazing at his reflection, a fully formed character materialized, the Little Tramp. This was no ordinary fool, but a complex figure, a ragged gentleman clinging to dignity, a resourceful dreamer navigating an often hostile society with charm, ingenuity, and quiet defiance. He stepped before the cameras, and immediate laughter confirmed the creation's power. The short kid auto races at Venice introduced the Tramp to the public, and audiences responded with overwhelming enthusiasm. The character resonated universally because he embodied the struggles, hopes, and resilience of ordinary people everywhere. Chaplin's rise accelerated dramatically. He moved between studios, each transition bringing higher compensation and greater creative input as his fame spread like wildfire. Salaries escalated into the thousands weekly, a fortune that erased the scars of childhood deprivation. Yet he remained driven by more than wealth. He poured energy into perfecting the Tramp, evolving the persona across numerous short films. What began as pure physical comedy deepened into stories rich with emotional layers. The Tramp as a romantic idealist, a protector of the vulnerable, an optimist who persisted through failure after failure. His work transcended mere entertainment, offering viewers both escapism and profound reflection on the human condition. The year 1919 marked a revolutionary step. Alongside prominent figures like Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and D.W. Griffith, Chaplin co-founded United Artists. This independent distribution company granted him unprecedented control over his productions, free from the constraints and compromises of major studios. He could now devote extended time to projects, experimenting boldly and investing fully in his artistic ambitions. This liberation unlocked masterpieces that defined cinema's golden age. His first full-length feature under this banner, The Kid, drew deeply from autobiographical wellsprings. The narrative followed the tramp as he discovers an abandoned child and raises him with makeshift tenderness amid poverty's challenges. Scenes blended riotous physical humor with heartrending moments of affection and sacrifice. Audiences laughed uproariously at the antics, yet found themselves moved to tears by the underlying themes of parental love, societal neglect, and quiet heroism. The film achieved massive success, cementing Chaplin's status not only as a comedian, but as a masterful storyteller capable of blending mirth with meaningful depth. Subsequent works showcased ever greater ambition. The gold rush plunged the tramp into the harsh Alaskan frontier during the historic gold fever era. Meticulous recreations of snow-swept landscapes and mining camps demanded months of intensive effort. Iconic sequences, such as the famished tramp boiling and meticulously consuming his own shoe as though it were a gourmet feast, masterfully balanced hilarious absurdity with poignant commentary on desperation and survival. The film captured the era's dreams and disappointments with visual poetry that still astonishes. City lights represented another defiant pinnacle. As talkies revolutionized the industry with spoken dialogue, Chaplin steadfastly championed the expressive purity of silence. Complemented by an original musical score he composed himself. The story of the tramp's devoted affection for a blind flower girl unfolded through exquisite visual set pieces, the chaotic boxing match for money, tender misunderstandings, and an emotionally shattering finale. Viewers emerged transformed, proving that profound feeling required no words. Modern times extended his sharp social observation, satirizing the soul-crushing effects of industrialization, mechanization, and economic instability during the Great Depression. The tramp's misadventures on a relentless factory assembly line and through various societal absurdities spoke directly to the anxieties and resilience of millions. Through these films and others, Chaplin balanced global superstardom with the personal complexities of fame. Relationships formed and dissolved under public scrutiny, and the pressures of constant innovation weighed heavily. Yet his commitment to pushing artistic boundaries never faltered. As storm clouds of global conflict gathered in the 1930s, Chaplin channeled his concerns into daring work. The Great Dictator stands as one of his boldest statements. Playing dual roles, a humble Jewish barber echoing the tramp's spirit and a tyrannical dictator parodying rising fascist leaders, he crafted a courageous satire against oppression. Released in 1940 amid escalating tensions, the film mixed uproarious comedy with a powerful concluding speech advocating for unity, freedom, and basic human kindness. It achieved both popular acclaim and significant controversy, drawing criticism from those wary of its political dimensions. In the post-war years, accusations regarding his views intensified amid shifting geopolitical climates. Investigations and public attacks created mounting difficulties. While abroad in 1952 with his wife Una and their growing family, Charlie received devastating news. Authorities had revoked his permission to re-enter the United States. Despite decades of residing there, building an unparalleled career, and contributing immeasurably to its cultural landscape, he found himself effectively exiled. The pain of rejection ran deep, yet he adapted by settling in Switzerland. There, he continued creating reflective films such as Limelight, which explored the bittersweet experiences of aging performers, the passage of time, and the enduring magic of artistic expression. Though geographically distant, his influence remained vibrant through international appreciation and revivals of his classics. A poignant homecoming occurred in 1972. Now 82 years old, Chaplin returned to Los Angeles to receive a special honorary Academy Award. As he made his way slowly to the stage, the entire audience rose in a spontaneous, thunderous standing ovation that lasted more than 12 minutes, one of the longest and most emotional in the ceremony's history. Overwhelmed with feeling, the frail yet still luminous figure accepted the tribute, recognizing his incalculable effect on elevating motion pictures into a profound art form. In that charged atmosphere, past controversies gave way to collective recognition of his genius and the joy he had gifted the world. Charlie Chaplin's life drew to a close on Christmas Day 1977 at his home in Switzerland, surrounded by Una and their 8 children. He was 88. The news reverberated globally. Tributes flooded in, celebrating not only the entertainer, but the innovator who had transformed an emerging medium into a vehicle for universal emotion. His films, carefully preserved, continue to captivate new generations. The Little Tramp endures as an iconic symbol, recognized instantly even by those unfamiliar with the full catalog, representing the triumph of the human spirit against odds, the dignity of the overlooked, and the healing power of laughter tempered by empathy. Chaplin's extraordinary path from the shadows of London's workhouses to international legend illustrates profound truths. Adversity can forge unparalleled strength. Creativity offers a pathway through suffering. Laughter and compassion are potent forces for connection and change. In contemporary times filled with uncertainty and division, his legacy invites reflection on resilience, the importance of artistic freedom, and our shared vulnerabilities. The Tramp never ceased his determined forward shuffle, cane tapping rhythmically, no matter the obstacles. That enduring image encourages each of us to persist with similar hope and humanity. His story leaves us with enduring questions. How can we apply the lessons of his perseverance to our own lives? In what ways does the Tramp's quiet defiance still challenge us to see the dignity in every person? What might Chaplin create if he witnessed today's world? Share your personal connections and thoughts in the comments. Let us keep the conversation alive and continue drawing inspiration from one of history's most luminous creative souls. The walk of the Tramp, and the man who gave him life, echoes eternally, reminding us all that even from the deepest valleys, great heights are possible through talent, heart, and unwavering resolve.